Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We will start by Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Srijana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Shodananda Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Brajajana Jana Shodananda Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Punjabi Hari Jaya Yamuna Tiravachari Jaya Hari Jaya 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Jaya Radha Gopi Janavallabha, Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Govardhan, Govardhan, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Gaur Premanand. Always possible. Always all glories to us. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakturinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we'll be reading from Canto 4th, Chapter 9, verse number 2. 492. 492. Savaidiya yoga vipakativraya. Savaidiya yoga vipakativraya. Ratpadmakoshe spuritam tadit prabham. Ratpadmakoshe shuritam tadit prabham. तिरोहितं सहसैवोपलक्ष्य तिरोहितं सहसवैवोपलक्ष्य बहिः स्थितं तदवस्थं ददर्श बहिः स्थितं तदवस्थं ददर्श स वै धिया योगविपाकतीव्रया हृत्पद्मकोशे शुरितं तदित्प्रभम् तिरोहितं सहसैवोपलक्ष्य बहिः स्थितं तदवस्थं ददर्श. You want to say? सवैदिया योग विपाक तीव्रया हृत्पद्मकोशे शुरितं तदित्प्रभम् तिरोहितं सहसैवोपलक्ष्य बहिः स्थितं तद् अवस्थं ददर्श. सवैदिया योग विपाक तीव्रया हृत्पद्मकोशे स्फुरितं तदित्प्रभम् तिरोहितं साहसवैवोपलक्ष्य बहिः स्थितं तद् अवस्थं ददर्श. Synonyms: Saha, Dhruv Maharaj. Vai, also. Dhiya, by meditation. Yoga Vipaka Tivraya, on account of mature realization of yogic process. Hrat, the heart. Padma Kosh, on the lotus of. Puritam, manifested. Tadit Prabham, brilliant like lightning. Tirohitam, having disappeared. Sahasa, all of sudden. Eva, also. Apalakshya, by observing. Bahi stitam, externally situated, tat avastam, in the same posture, the darsha was able to see. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Translation. The form of the Lord, which was brilliant like lightning, and in which Dhruv Maharaj, in his mature yogic process, was fully absorbed in meditation, all of a sudden disappeared. Thus, Dhruva was perturbed, and his meditation broke. But as soon as he opened his eyes, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally present, just as he had been seeing the Lord in his heart. Purport. Because of his mature position in yogic meditation, Dhruv Maharaj was constantly observing the form of the personality of Godhead within his heart. But all of a sudden, when the Supreme Personality disappeared from his heart, he thought that he had lost him. Dhruv Maharaj was perturbed, but upon opening his eyes and breaking his meditation, he saw the same form of the Lord before him. In the Brahma Samhita 5.38, it is stated, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, a saintly person who has developed love of Godhead by devotional service always see the Lord's transcendental form of Sham Sundar. This Sham Sundar form of the Lord within the heart of a devotee is not imaginary. When a devotee becomes mature in his prosecution of devotional service, he sees face to face the same Sham Sundar he has thought of during the entire course of his devotional service. Since the Supreme Lord is absolute, the form within the heart of the devotee, the form in the temple, and the original form in Vaikuntha, Vrindavan, Dham are all the same. They are non-different from one another. Let's recite Mangachan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swara वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हुकुम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining Srimad Bhagavatam class. I seek blessing from all the devotees and especially my spiritual master and his grace Kishore Guruji, so that I can speak Srimad Bhagavatam to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam and to to remember Krishna's pastime. In that way, I'll get some mercy from all the devotees. Hare Krishna. So today today the verse is how there are so many points in purport Prabhupada is highlighting. First, how a devotee is so much absorbed in the Lord that once he lost his vision, he will get disturbed. That is the disturbance of devotee, not the disturbance of material disturbances. Dhruv Maharaj was not at all affected by any material disturbances. Like he stopped even breathing. He stopped even eating. What can be more disturbance than this? So, but he got disturbed. He got affected when the vision of the Lord from his heart was disappeared. So that is the disturbance of a devotee. And then in another point, how Prabhupada is saying saintly person by quoting Brahma Samhita 5.3, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So saintly person are always seeing Lord's transcendental form of Sham Sundar within their heart, and it is not imaginary. Actually, same point when it was discussed in Gajendra Moksha, and in the Gajendra Moksha, in the chapter 8.8 canto second chapter, 8 canto third second and third chapter, there is one point where Gajendra is praying to the Lord, saying that your form is very difficult to imagine. The devotee, most of the people in this world speculate your form by mental speculation. For example, the example is when we hear about Lord, we imagine a form of a Lord in our mind or in our so that form is like a mental speculation. Like Krishna is not himself present in our mind. We are just imagining from the words we are hearing. So that is just an imagination. But then in the pastime of Vasudev, so Lord Himself came in the mind of Vasudev, and from the mind of Vasudev, Lord transferred to the heart of Vasudev, and from the heart of Vasudev, Lord transferred to the heart of Devaki. How can we say that Lord Himself was there in Vasudev, in the mind of Vasudev or in the heart of Vasudev? It is said that when Lord was there in the mind and heart of Vasudev, Vasudev was glowing, was very effulgent. And as soon as Krishna transferred from the heart of Vasudev to Devaki, the glow in Vasudev diminished. And the same glow in Devaki appeared. So, in that way, we can say that Lord Himself was present in the mind and the heart. And similarly, in the Dhruv Maharaj heart, Lord Himself was present. And similarly, the devotees, few devotees of the Lord who are at their mature state of the yogic process, Lord will be Himself present in the heart. But when at my stage, I'm speaking out myself, when I read about the Lord, like in the previous chapter, the Lord form was described by Narad Muni very nicely to Dhruv Maharaj. How Lord looks beautiful, how He wears, and what and all He have, and how is His demeanor. That by reading, I'm imagining, but Lord will actually come at that mature state of devotional service, like how Lord was present in Dhruv Maharaj. So that is what Prabhupada is saying, that the Sham Sundar form of the Lord within the heart of a devotee is not imaginary. We imagine the form by hearing, but the pure devotees, it is not imaginary, it is real. And then and then Prabhupada is also mentioning the absolute nature of the Lord. Supreme Lord is absolute. The form within the heart of the devotee, the form in the temple, the form in Vrindavan or in the Vaikunt Loka is all same. And on this specific absolute nature of the Lord, devotees, acharyas and senior devotees have discussed so much. So it is said, what do you mean by absolute? To understand the meaning of absolute, what do you mean by absolute? Absolute means the Lord if he's killing someone, or the Lord if he's loving someone, both are same. Like killing of the Lord. This was said in a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. What is the meaning of absolute? And Srila Prabhupada in that lecture he said that do anybody of you find difference in killing and loving? People said yes, we'll kill enemies, but we love our friends and families. But then Prabhupada said that is a difference between Jiva and Supreme Personality of Godhead. Absolute truth, the Lord, there is no difference for the Lord in killing someone, in loving someone. Because Lord, while killing someone, He is liberating them from the cycle of birth and death. And even when Lord with loving someone, still He is liberating them from the cycle of birth and death. At the higher stage, there are subtle differences for sure. Like we don't want to become a demon and start hating the Lord, so that Lord will come and kill us and we'll get liberated. No, as it is said in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, that we should do devotional service in favorable way to Lord. It should be pleasing and favorable to Lord. But even there is also subtle difference. Should it be pleasing or should it be favorable? This is the question. Should the devotional service should be pleasing to the Lord or it should be favorable to the Lord? What will devotees will say? Pleasing. The Lord is very scared, very fearful of Yashodamai running here and there. But still Yashodamai is not leaving the stick. She wants to catch hold of Krishna. She is holding the stick not to beat Krishna, but only to make him fearful and make him scared and catch hold of Krishna. So is that good devotional service or bad? So is it pleasing to Lord or no? But it is favorable to the Lord. So, but it is also pleasing. Lord get pleased with the chastisement of devotees, and it is also favorable to the Lord. So it is absolute. That is why it is absolute. Whether it is pleasing or favorable, it other people look as, oh, it is chastisement. How can someone chastise Lord? But for Lord, the devotional service is absolute. So He loves it. And when the gopis, if they are angry with the Lord, they don't speak. That is also Krishna likes it a lot. And so that is what absolute nature of the Lord. So that is also Prabhupada is highlighting. So here we see very nice, what to say, we see the example of how anarthas does not affect the devotional service in the example of Dhruv Maharaj. So however the big the anarthas are, but if you take the firm shelter of Lord will still appear in your heart. So we might be thinking, oh, I'm full of anarthas, especially speaking about myself. I always get depressed seeing my anarthas. That, oh, I am filled with anarthas. What will happen to me? There is no hope for me. There is no scope for me. I think I'm going to fall down. I'm already fall down. What I think I'm going to fall down. So, and then it looks like a mountain. to attain the Lord, to the loving to love of God, and I am just like a sand grain. So how is it possible? My anarthas are like that much mountain. How is it possible for me to attain the Lord? But this example of Dhruv Maharaj pastime shows that even if you have anarthas in the heart, but if you take firm shelter in the instruction of a pure devotee of the Lord and firm shelter of the Lord, anarthas, however big it is, it will not affect any way the devotional service of the Lord. That is why Lord is again absolute. He doesn't see good or bad. He only see the love, the devotion, the sincerity by which we are taking his shelter. And in that way, that is the hope for devotees. Because in this Kali Yuga, who can say that they don't have anarthas except some pure devotees? If everyone else, less than 0.1% of the population, except them, everyone have anarthas. Then will all of them go to hell? No, if they take up devotional service, they will be saved. So even one name of Krishna will have so much power to counteract all the sins that ever was made by all the living entities added together. For example, how many universes are there in this material world? Unlimited. How many living entities are there in this universe? Unlimited. How many of them are sinful? Unlimited. Srila Prabhupada, yesterday on Monday, we were hearing a lecture from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 9th chapter, and 11th verse. Srila Prabhupada gave this lecture in Hawaii. And in that lecture, Prabhupada said, at every moment of time, there will be only few countable devotees, and there will be so many demons. Every moment of time, he did not said that today, yesterday, tomorrow, in future. He said at every moment of time, there will be only handful of devotees when compared to the number of demons. So Srila Prabhupada said that you should not get depressed. He did not, I am just paraphrasing. It did not said in this way, the sentence which I am going to say now, but I am just paraphrasing. Srila Prabhupada meant that you should not get depressed by looking so many demons, but you should always try to do sincere devotional service to the Lord and save yourself and then try to save others. Like how Prahlad Maharaj tried so much to save his father, but his father was not listening to Prahlad Maharaj. Instead, he tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But in the end, Krishna came as Narsingadev and killed Hiranyakashipu. Again, this is also absolute nature of the Lord. Because Prahlad Maharaj wanted to save Hiranyakashipu, Lord mercifully came and killed Hiranyakashipu. Killing of Hiranyakashipu was actually liberating. Then Narsingadev said, when Prahlad Maharaj says that, oh, my father is very sinful demon, please forgive him and please deliver him. Then what did Narsingadev say? What to speak of your father? 21 generation past and present are already delivered because you are the devotee and because of you, they are all delivered. So, so the nature, demoniac nature will be there, but we should not get depressed. And whatever, how much ever the big anarthas are, still the devotional service is very powerful. And Dhruv Maharaj, now let's compare the nature of Dhruv Maharaj, like what he wanted. So let's take the example of Dhritarashtra. Hiranyakashipu, and Dhruv Maharaj. Dhritarashtra was greedy of getting earthly kingdom. So Dhritarashtra was only his desire was only to rule whole earthly planet, to get whole earthly planet for his son Duryodhan. And now see Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu wanted all the three world, king of all the three loka, all the upper planetary system, lower planetary system, and earthly planet. He wanted a kingdom equal to Brahma. He wanted kingdom of Brahma. So that was the desire of Hiranyakashipu. Now see the desire of Dhruv Maharaj. He just don't want the kingdom of Brahma. He wanted something which is greater than the kingdom of Brahma. So see, if you see in comparison, Dhruv Maharaj desire was much greater than Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu's desire was nothing in front of Dhruv Maharaj. But still, with that desire, he took the shelter, firm shelter of the Lord. And then now in this verse, he could see the Lord face to face. And what happened to Hiranyakashipu? Even though his desire was less than Dhruv Maharaj, still he went to Vaikunt Lok also to see Vishnu, but he couldn't see Lord. Even with that desire, intensity of desire was less compared to Dhruv Maharaj. He couldn't see the Lord. Why? Because Lord hid in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. Still, Hiranyakashipu couldn't see the Lord inside his heart and couldn't see the Lord in Vaikuntha Loka. But Dhruv Maharaj, just by practicing, taking the shelter of Narad Muni instruction and firmly taking the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord was in his heart. He could see constantly. And then when Lord came out, he could see the Lord. So what did Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that you don't try to see the Lord. Serve the Lord, please the devotees of the Lord in such a way that Lord wants to come and see you. So similar thing happened with Dhruv Maharaj. That Lord came face to face to see Dhruv Maharaj. So that is the difference between a devotee, even though with so much anarthas, if he is taking firm shelter of the Lord, he will able to see the Lord. And but our devotion doesn't touch the heart because of few things. I'm speaking out myself that we couldn't access the Lord. Why? Because of some of the lack of faith. Even though we perform devotional service, Dhruv Maharaj performed devotional service for 6 months. He could attain the Lord. It can happen to everyone. It is not that only it happened to Dhruv Maharaj. It can happen to everyone, each and all of us. And we see that Chitraketu Maharaj saw Sankarshan in 7 days. Then why it is not happening to us? It can happen. And when we are performing devotional service for 10 years, 15 years, why we are not? Especially I'm speaking about myself. I know all the devotees are very exalted. They don't show, but they have so much realization and they have so much reciprocation from the Lord. But I am so fallen that I did not had anything like that. Why? Because of lack of my faith in the process. This is the process is very why we have lack of faith because we want instant results. If we don't get instant result, we lose faith. That is why it is said patience, dhairya, utsa, nishchaya, and dhairya. Patience is very important, and because of the patience, you should have strong faith. And one more thing, lack of commitment to the practice of devotional service. Like when we ask people to chant, they chant for one day, then they don't chant for one week. Then they chant for one day, they'll not chant for 1 month. So that commitment is lacking. And the third reason is sense gratification. We mix our devotional service with little bit sense gratification here and there. We do devotional service nicely in the morning. Now we want to enjoy. Maybe we want to go to Wonderland with the family because kids are there. We have to take kids and all. But by doing that, we somehow or other, my is so strong that we also get attached. That is a problem. So I'm speaking about myself. If I just go out of the temple, even to go buy something from Walmart, which is very necessary for maybe for kitchen or for someone, I go and I see there so many products, nice TV, nice PlayStation. I used to play a lot of games, so when I get so much attracted when I go and see them, and nice nice so many things. What can I, there are like 50,000 products in Walmart. I want to take just one product, but my eyes get attracted to so many things. So this is what, when you mix devotional service with sense gratification, we will not get the desired result. We'll get it for sure one day. As we discuss, anarthas are will not, doesn't have power to stop you to perform devotional service. Only only thing is you should have firm shelter. You should take firm shelter of the holy name, firm shelter in the devotional service of the Lord, and firm shelter in the instructions of the spiritual master. Then it will not affect you. Today morning Achyut Gopal Prabhu was discussing with me conditioning, how to get rid of conditioning. How to get rid of conditioning? Very basic answer is A, B, C, D, E, and H. We have to take association of devotees. In the association of devotees, we should read books, scriptures, which is discussing about Krishna, Krishna's pastime, and chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chanting, and then diet, beef for diet, prasad, eating prasad. Contamination enters through our tongue, and through our tongue we can remove contamination by eating prasad. And then E is for engagement. Come here, do service. By at least if not in temple, do service in the home. Like offer bhoga to the Lord every day and do service in that way. And then what is H? H is for hearing. So by doing all these things, we can get rid of conditioning and contamination, and then we'll develop that firm faith, and that firm, and we'll able to take that firm shelter in the holy name of the Lord. And I was hearing one lecture from Radhesham Prabhu. He was saying that there are 5 stages in which we practice our devotional service, and which is very related to this Dhruv Maharaj practice. There are 5 stages. One is Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Aparoksha, Adokshaja, and Aprakta. So there are 5 stages of devotional service. So we gradually go from one stage 1 to stage 5. What do you mean by Pratyaksha? It is very early stage when some devotee comes for the first time, meet the devotees, get inspired by the Vaishnava's behavior, and start copying, imitating the Vaishnava, like applying tilak and then paying obeisances, and then doing service. That is pratyaksha, very early stage when some devotee get inspired, new devotee come and get inspired. The second stage is paroksha. In paroksha, you start hearing from the Vaishnava, and once you start hearing from the Vaishnava, you take his word as truth. whatever he's saying is correct. Yes, I have to do whatever he's saying. So you start hearing and you start taking his words as truth, and then you start following. That is paroksha stage. And then comes third stage is aparoksha, where not only you take the words literally, but also you start seeing the realizations of other Vaishnava. You by their lectures, by hearing from them, you start seeing their realization. Seeing means darshan, and darshan are of two types. Once one darshan you take by ears, one darshan you take by eyes. When you hear philosophy, when you hear about Krishna, when you hear about the form of Krishna, by ears you are taking the darshan of Krishna. By ears you are thinking about the pastime of Krishna. By listening, you are with Krishna. And then second is with eyes. Once you hear, you will get realization, and that realization will change into the vision. That is that is two types of darshan. So when now you start just not just hearing, but you are able to see their realizations through hearing, and then you and seeing. That is the third, aparoksha. And now fourth is adokshaja. In this stage, you not only just see and hear the realizations, but now you yourself are having realizations. You will not even get attached to material sense gratification. You see man and woman not as man and woman. You see that there is a soul in everybody. You don't distinguish like male, female, animal, or whatever. You see everybody as living entity. You see the three modes in action. You can clearly see the three modes in action. You can see the kala, the time in action. Like you can see how the the python in the form of a time is devouring everybody. You can see it clearly, and you get so much affected by the miseries and suffering of other living entities. Somehow or other, you try to give them devotional service in such a way that if not in this life, next life they'll get human life, and they'll continue their bhakti. For example, you see some dog suffering in this material world. You try to give them prasad, the dog. In that way, he will get human life for sure in the next birth, and he will start devotional service. You will see a tree, you will get so much affected by the tree. You will take the flower from the tree or leaf from the tree and offer it to Krishna so that the tree will get delivered. And in that way, you will see that how three modes are acting, how time is acting, and how the living entities are suffering in this world. And you don't get attracted to any material object. That is the stage called adokshaja. And then the last stage is aparakta, aparakta, aprakrata, aprakrata, yeah, aprakrata. So the last stage is aprakrata, where you are no longer in this world. Pastimes of Krishna always resides in your heart. So being in this world, you are not in this world. So you are only thinking of Krishna. That is the highest stage. And at that stage, you will get prema. So these are the five stages or devotee progress in the devotional life, devotional service. Similarly, today's verse, Dhruv Maharaj, in his heart, Lord was present. So he was in aprakrata stage. Correct, right? Aprakrata stage. So there, he gradually, where was he? He was, he was, he, he wanted a planet which is greater than Brahma, his desire was much more greater than Hiranyakashipu. From where, from there, he came to this stage. So, and that happened only in 6 months. Why? Because anarthas are not going to hinder your devotional service if you take firm shelter of the instructions of spiritual master and then firm shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is what we can learn from today's verse. So it is very hope giving to all of us that even though we have so much, especially speaking out myself, even though we have so much anarthas in our heart, still and and we cannot see the end of devotional service. We are struggling here and we think that there is no hope for us, but still, by taking firm shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, firm shelter in the instructions of Guru Maharaj and other senior devotees, you will for sure go back to God. And what will no need of going till that. Krishna wants to see you. Krishna will come and see you. Krishna will be eager to see you. So that is what I could think of from this verse. So I want to end here. Please forgive me if I've spoken anything wrong. If there are any corrections, please correct. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. From Radhesham Prabhu. He was giving a lecture. I heard it very long back, but I remember I wrote it. He did not give any scriptural reference, but he just said from Goswami books. Yeah, yeah, from Acharya books. Oh, Prabhuji will text in Vaishnava Sangha. Oh, okay. Anybody have anything on Zoom? You have any correction? No. Thank you very much. That's true. So the thing is, on top of that, they want where is the hope? And also one more thing that I feel exposition to Shastra is really good. And one of the points of one of the things why we don't have faith is because of the fact that we not expose Shastra enough. If we're exposed to some of the details, then it really like Ekadasi or whatever it is. So, and when we hear that faith becomes increasingly important. So I feel like that. Thank you for sharing. So if any nobody have anything else, then we'll end here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव
स्मृतानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो नमः अनन्तकोटिवैष्णवेभ्यः। Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.